Assalamu alaikum guys. I wanted to share some thoughts in regards to two key questions that have been asked in regards to artificial intelligence. Number one, can AI become sentient? Can it become conscious? Can it become creative? And number two, therefore, if that is the case, is it dangerous? Is it potentially dangerous? Would it potentially wipe out human civilization? Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to draw a distinction. I don't believe that AI has to become sentient to become dangerous. I believe it's already quite dangerous in some ways, which we'll discuss, yet it's not sentient. Now, when it comes to the question of being sentient, being conscious, being aware, being able to feel, it really boils down to how you define sentience. What is sentience? What does that mean to you? Now, if you look at that question from a purely secular perspective, well then sure, some may argue or be in a good position to make an argument that AI is already sentient. However, if you look at it from a traditional sense, if you look at it from a religious perspective, where sentience is linked to the soul, then obviously not. AI cannot become sentient or conscious like that. Many of the leading experts in the field have highlighted that at best what AI does and is already doing is that it mimics. It creates the illusion of consciousness, of sentience, but it's not really that. It's just an illusion. And the reason is fundamentally because AI is based on algorithms. It's programmed. It does not really have a will, nor does it have creativity or consciousness. And it can never have these things, the things that humans possess. Now, that does not mean, like I've highlighted already, that does not mean that AI therefore cannot be dangerous. If you look at some of these, and I've been playing around with some of these bots online, if you look at these bots, they can be quite dangerous from many different perspectives for a human being. You even have friend bots and AI girlfriends and all of this crazy stuff that's out there these days. And what that does, well, one thing that's obvious and apparent is that it cuts people off from real human interactions. I mean, gaming and the internet and all of these things are already problems big enough, which have socially affected human beings to the degree where it's, in many cases, or in some cases at least, causes psychological issues. People don't want to interact, socialize. They spend a lot of time with their devices. Now add on top of that AI, where you can have a digital friend, a computer friend, an artificial friend. Well, that's going to exacerbate the problem. Another problem is that it's making people more lazy. You've got the whole chat GPT thing now where it does the work for you. You just plug in a question and it produces your essays and whatever you want. It's preventing people from putting in the work, using their own brains, learning. It's cutting people off from all of these things. So this excessive reliance upon this technology is inevitably going to do damage to the human being. So I guess the take-home thing is this: sure, it can be dangerous, but it can also be useful. It really depends on how you use it, and you have to be responsible. And one thing to take away for us is that sure, you can use AI, but use it in a responsible way, where it doesn't affect you in a negative sense. It doesn't prevent you from learning and growing yourself as a human being. It doesn't prevent you from having real life social engagements and interactions, and therefore it can be beneficial, but there are some negative aspects too. So to summarize, I don't believe AI is ever going to become sentient or conscious like human beings. It's impossible. Again, if that's really based upon how you define sentience. If you look at it from a secular perspective, then sure, you can make an argument for that AI will eventually become sentient based on their definition of sentience. But from a traditional sense, a religious sense, no, absolutely not. And secondly, the danger of AI is not contingent upon it becoming sentient. The dangers are already present, and it's a case of managing those things, inshallah. So I just wanted to share those things with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.